I'm going to share a story with you folks who are on the internet and you like to read. This story um, is about a book that I wrote. It's called Foster Care Secrets Kept Underground, but you can't see it because I don't know how to make it a good visual for you, but this is what it looks like. And some of you have seen me put it on the internet, on LinkedIn, Facebook, and on Twitter. Recently, it's come to my attention that a 70-year-old, actually she's 71, she called me on my phone to let me know she read my book. So I listened to her voice message, and she shared with me what the book did for her life. She happens to be a 71-year-old foster child who went through the system and she was abused. And she shared her story with me because I went through the same process. I come from a family of 10 brothers and sisters who were ripped apart from our family when I was at age 6. This book is about drug abuse, alcoholism, sexual can't even say the word right. A lot of bad sex things took place in some of the foster homes I was in. One of my sisters was abused. There was rape. We were beaten. We were shipped from foster home to foster home. We didn't get to learn who we really were coming up into this world. And our identity was stolen from us as far as who we are and who we were at the time. It's been really hard to get this book out to the public because I didn't have enough cash to promote it like other people do. So I'm going to share the story with you so that it brings awareness. Because as you know, if you've seen on TV, a lot of kids have been on the news. A little girl was murdered by her parents or foster parents. I'm not sure exactly the full story of that. There's a lot of kids out there that are in foster homes and are getting abused, and they're growing up into adulthood if they make it that far. They don't land in jail or become a drug addict. And it's one of those things that are not talked about a lot. And it's time to start talking about it. And this book is not put out there to see how many books we can sell. It's my story. It's a 6-year, took 6 years to write it, to get the information, to find out things from family members that I never got a chance to grow up with, who I'm just now meeting on social media. But that's not going to heal the wounds that we suffered from when we were small. 10 kids were shoved into different foster homes all over the country and separated from their mom and dad. Like I said, there was a lot of alcohol abuse, sex abuse, drug addiction, you name it. We were going through it. So as I bring awareness to this, I don't want you to just look at my one case. There's many, many cases out there that are hidden. They're underground and people don't talk about it. It should be brought up more in churches. It should be brought up more in other settings that are appropriate to let people know that you don't have to go through life not knowing who you are and why you ended up where you ended up. This lady that gave me the message said she's still suffering at age 71 from the abuse she suffered from when she was a little girl. So what she did was she asked me to talk about it. She wanted me to put something together so that we could bring more awareness. And I didn't know what else to do. I've been pushing this book for a couple of years now. Who cares how great the sales are or not? I've been given most of the books that I receive from publishing it for free. But it does cost a lot to get your story out there. So whoever hears this message and you don't know much about the foster care system or how some people don't go through the system and do very well at it. Some have great experiences and they grow up to be, healthy, strong adults and productive in society. But for some of us, we get beat. Some of us get raped. Sexual abuse is a big thing. And then we get thrown, we grow through the system if we live through it, and we get thrown out into the world, and everyone says, survive. Now, just forget about your problems and survive. But the emotional scars never really go away. It still affects me till this day when I think about the trauma that myself and my family members went through. Not knowing why your mom and dad left you, not knowing why we had to go through all these foster homes, why we were being beat all the time by people who weren't our parents. The only way I can make my best attempt at helping you understand why you need to read this book is to do this video to tell you that we need more help. We need to bring this out into the light. We need to let other people know that you can survive it, and that, everyone needs a hug once in a while and a little bit more understanding. So I brought it to the attention of my church, and the lady who gave me the voicemail really did ask me if I could do more with it. So this is my attempt to get your attention to read this book and bring awareness to what's going on in people's lives. Young boys and girls, doesn't matter what color you are or from your family background. Pain is pain, and we all feel it, we all go through it, and nobody likes to talk about it. They just like to, everyone gets quiet, and they just sort of want to brush it under the rug, while all these beautiful young men and women are being thrown into society, and everything on the outside appears to be okay, but deep down inside they have wounds that have never been addressed. So if you decide to read this book, it's going to give you a little bit of perspective, a little more understanding of what's really happening out there. And we need to bring more awareness to it. And I hope I get a chance, a forum, or anything I can to bring more awareness to it. I will sit down and tell you everything I can to help others not go through what I went through. I was fortunate. I was able to be helped by some people, and I was introduced to the church. And I go to an excellent church out in Lexington, Massachusetts called Grace Chapel, which is a very, very good church. They can help you with many issues. But if it wasn't for me staying in church and getting to know God, I don't know where I would be. Okay, I was on drugs, alcohol, everything to try to deaden the pain that I was dealing with because I didn't know how to deal with it. And now that I have my head screwed on straight, I want to help other people become aware and help people who have gone through this and are still feeling pain. So if you are interested in this story, take the time to read the book. It's called Foster Care Secrets Kept Underground. You can find it on Barnes & Noble, or you can find it on Amazon. And let's not just buy the book and put it away. Let's talk about it. Let's try to help people that I bet everyone out there has at least one family member who's been in the system and who's suffered quite a bit. So I don't want to make this video too much longer. You know where to find the book. Read it. Let's talk about it. Send me an email if you want to talk about it more. My email address is drandle, then the numbers 737@gmail.com. And let's start helping the people out there who are going through a hard time so that they can learn that they can get counseling, they can get help, they can get some understanding, and they can get some love, and they can realize they're not alone. Okay? Take care. Have a good one. Bye.